the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
And I thought the key in that first quarter was the offensive aggressiveness. They attacked the rim and got to the foul line.
And I sense they're really feeling good about playing at home, taking advantage of the home court.
And it's Jackson in for Brandon Jennings. Denver also making some changes. Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for Laverne. Arthur comes in for Gallinari. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Nelson. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Bill Barton is out there with Lawson. Then there's Kenneth Faried. And there's Hickson. And it's Arthur in at the small forward position.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
1:46 left in the first half. Pass to Doc. Clock at 6. Sinks the triple. Doc's got 8. There's a minute 34 left in the first half. Lawson outside. Here's Barton. And that one's good. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Some good matchups. And I'll tell you, the one I have my eye on is the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's a good matchup.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
For the Nuggets, they've really struggled against Monroe.
9 points and a total of 7 points for him from the line.
He's worked hard to get those numbers, Clark, and 7 free throws, I mean, that's important. It's easy points, and it allows your defense to get set up and keep the opponent out of transition.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Caron Butler.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
In low to Monroe, and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
And here's a look at some numbers for Ty Lawson. His last 10 games, he's averaging 15 points a game, 5 assists and 2 rebounds. And, you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
You know, and considering the skills he possesses, that's what he's pretty much expected to bring on a night-in and night-out basis, Steve.
Here's Faried. That is in there. Lawson with the assist.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Here's Doc. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Doc's got 5 points in the quarter. The Nuggets trail by 6. Arthur sets the pick for Lawson. Arthur up top. Back to Lawson. The feed to Arthur. Pass to Lawson. Shot clock at 6. Shot from 12. Faried, no good. And so that brings the first half to a close.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the 3rd.
Chandler playing very well. He's got 13 points and also a block shot. He's a one-man wrecking crew out there.
No, they have no answer for him at this point.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now.
Well, Denver in the post-Melo years has been a collection of good players, but you always have to wonder if they'll have a low ceiling because this team does not have a so-called superstar.
And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Monroe's got 15.
The defense is playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
Doc, he's checked in for Jackson. And Denver also making a switch. Norkic checked in for Laverne. Let's take a look at the players that have been grabbing rebounds in bunches to lead the NBA over the last 10 games. 4th, Greg Monroe.
He's put on an unbelievable show, rebounding the basketball of late, using that strength in his body so effectively.
At that point, Denver has done well without what most would call a superstar, but obviously that takes its toll come playoff time.
It really does. I mean, you need somebody that you can really rely on as your go-to guy, the one who gets it done for you in the clutch. And they haven't quite established that player, and yet they're still competitive.
And he gets it to go. 14 points for Brandon Jennings.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Nelson kicks to Gallinari. Back to Nelson. Denver passing it around. Nelson, right side. Shot clock at 6. Chandler outside. The three-pointer, no good.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, one or two more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Here is Doc. He's got 10. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
A chance here, Kevin, to see where the Nuggets sit statistically in the NBA right now. And as far as interior defense goes, not going too well for them. Bottom third of the NBA in blocks.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Tolliver comes in for Monroe, and Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Sean Williams. Denver also making some changes. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Chandler. And it's Will Barton in for Randy Ford. Meeks, good. And the Pistons lead by 7. Nuggets have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Back to Nelson. .102 left to play in the third. Right wing. Here's Barton. Lays it up and banks it in. Barton's got his second bucket of the night. Detroit leading by 5. Passes it to Doc. Trying his luck deep. That one goes. Count it. Doc's got 14 points. There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter. Out to Gallinari. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. Tolliver the pass to Doc. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Piston lead. 19 seconds left in the third.
Should probably use a little clock here.
Yep, make this the very last possession.
Nelson outside. He kicks it to Barton. 2 on the clock. Misses off the right iron. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. The Pistons on top, up 10. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next.
Next Tuesday, February 10th, the Detroit Pistons go up against Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets. A battle in the East. Big-time hoops coming your way.
And let's quickly have a look at the State Farm assist of the game, which came, Steve, from kind of an unlikely source here.
Yeah, it's the big fella here doing his best impression of a point guard. Serving up a brilliant feed here. That's gorgeous.
Sean Williams checks in for Monroe. Doc comes in for Tayshaun Prince. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Butler. And Lucas subbed in for Jackson. Norkic checked in for Denver. Foy comes in for Barton. So on the floor for Denver. Lawson out there with Foy. Then there's Gallinari. Then there's Hickson. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. And here is Lucas. Here is Doc. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Doc's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sound.
And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.